Hi, it's Marlene, and welcome to the angel reading for the week of September 1st to 7th. Here we are, we're already into September. Before we know it, we'll just be zooming through the rest of the months, the last 4 months of the year. So we're technically into not quite our last quarter, but we're into our last third of the year. September is always a month about hope and renewal, and it brings about thoughts of fresh starts in that because we are seeing the end of summer. So we're seeing the ending of one season and the beginning of the next season. And there's a lot that sort of is coming up that we get excited about, and that we have autumn equinox, which not a lot of people celebrate, but some of us do. And that we have Thanksgiving. If you're in Canada, that happens in October, and then we have Halloween. If you're in the States, then we have Thanksgiving happens at the end of November. In November, we have Remembrance Day, where we give thanks for those that went ahead and fought for us so that we have our freedom. Then in December, we have, of course, Christmas, if you celebrate that, Kwanzaa. We have a lot of things happening in December, and then we are into the new year. So September is kind of like the check-in point, and it kind of is probably one of the most, like, we anticipate spring because we really want the winter to end. And I think that by the time that gets to this phase of the year, we anticipate fall much the same way. Not that we want summer to end, but it is a start of new things. If you're a parent, you are anxiously looking forward to your children going back to school. And if you are a student, most of the time you're anxiously looking forward to getting back into the swing of things. A lot of clubs and activities take a break over the summer and then restart afresh in the fall. So it is a time of renewal and hope. And it's just like a really fresh time when it's sort of like the canvas is cleared. We've all relaxed and had a great summer and enjoyed ourselves, and now we're gearing back up to get ready for the winter months and different activities. So we are starting today on the 1st of September. This is the fresh start, and we're going to be pulling cards today, or I'm going to be pulling cards today from Messages from Your Angels by Doreen Virtue. This was the second deck that I ever owned. So I've already shuffled the cards and everything, so I'm just going to pick one card. The first card is Rosetta. So this card typically tells us that we have a flair for working with children and being able to help them. And our divine purpose involves being a parent or teaching children. And that it also, speaks to me today about nurturing and teaching and parenting our inner child, and healing our inner child in that. I think there is a lot of us who need to nurture our inner child in that. And it's not that we didn't have great parents and our childhood wasn't really good. It's just sort of we become adults and we sort of close the door on that, and we don't put maybe as much joy and care and compassion into our lives. And it's sort of as like we give attention to our children, and we nurture them with love, and it's about doing the same for ourselves. So Rosetta, this is the theme. It is about looking at our inner child, about helping children in that whichever way that we can. So starting with this is a good time to start it. We're going back to school, so maybe we're going to nurture our inner child by going back to school and taking some classes, or maybe it's that age-old question, what do you want to be when you grow up? And maybe you've missed out on a few dreams that you had when you were a child, and you can look at picking those up now. And it also is about really paying attention. If there are children in your life, and that, spend a little time with them, give them a little love, nurture them along as well. The next card that we're going to pull is Vanessa. And Vanessa is about making a decision. And so this could possibly be the block. Okay, so this is the overall theme. It's Rosetta, and it's looking at working with children or nurturing our inner child. Vanessa talks to us about the possible block, which is to make a decision. Ask yourself, which way brings me closer to my divine purpose? Which way takes me away from it? So it's like, is there a decision that you have been sort of holding on to and working over for some time now? And it's like, okay, just make a decision but it's really hard to make this decision because there's many variables that are at play, and it's asking you which takes you closer to your divine purpose and which takes you farther away from it. And sometimes we, by asking that question, it'll be really simple and you'll get the answer right away, but at other times it's like it's not quite that easy to discern, and it'll take a little bit of time. But that could be the possible block for what is sort of holding everybody back right now. If you feel that there is something holding you back, it's like making a decision and not wanting to make an incorrect one. So ask yourself, which way takes me closer to my divine purpose, which takes me farther away from it? And actually you can even ask, which takes me closer to the end result that I want to see, and which one keeps me further away from that? Very good questions to ask. The next card that I'm pulling is to help heal the situation. Okay, so if there is a block, our theme has been Rosetta. It's about looking after our inner child. It's about looking after children. And that the possible block could be making a decision and just not being able to do that, and we need to, and that's what's holding us back. So this is the possible theme for healing this block, and it's Grace and Antoinette. Now this card is actually really marvelous. It asks us to look to help heal the situation, see the other person's point of view with compassion. So whatever is going on right now that is a block in your life, drop everything and sort of spend a few moments and look at things with compassion, the other side of the fence, not just your point of view, but the other side of the fence, and see, where maybe, just by having that compassion, things could shift a little bit with your perspective, or enable you to be able to heal this block. It could help you make a decision. If you've been sort of wondering about a decision, look at it with compassion and see which one fits better, which one feels better to you. And the outcome for this is Shanti, and she is the angel of peace. So this week we are having Rosetta, which is our inner child, and healing and nurturing that, or working with children and sort of helping them to heal and everything. Vanessa is making a decision. How are you going to deal with this stuff, and what is your decision that you've been working on and everything? The possible block to that is not seeing all sides, not seeing the whole big picture of everything, and to look at things with some compassion. Shanti is the road to peace. A road, I bring the angel of peace. I bring a new tranquility and a smoother road ahead. So know that no matter what you decide and what happens during this week, I really have a sense that there's a big decision being made this week, and it will move you into a place of tranquility. And maybe that will be because you have finally been able to make a decision, but it's definitely coming. It will bring peace, whatever you decide. So this week, spend some time looking at your inner child, working with your children, being with your children, playing like a child. That there sometimes frees us up to look at things a different way. Any decisions that we need to make, sort of ask the question, which one takes me further away and which one brings me closer? And that look at it compassionately from all angles, and trust and know that the week and the road ahead past that will be smooth. So I wish all of you angel blessings for the week ahead. May you just, be decision makers and peacemakers, and truly have a blessed week. Until next week, talk to you then.